Well, it's happening, everybody. You're now tuning into the Producer's Corner with Spud Too Tight, and I have another exciting show for you today. I want to welcome back a very talented and passionate musician. He wrote for and appeared in both film and television and continues to tour around the country with his band, The Weasels. Please welcome back rock guitarist, singer, and songwriter, Terry Quinn. How's it going, Terry?
Really good, Spud. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for having me back also. It's been a long time.
It has been a while, man.
Yeah. It's good. It's good to be back.
Well, I had a chance to listen to some of the tracks that you sent me, Terry, and man, it just blows me away. The musicianship that's going on in the tracks is just phenomenal, man. Hats off to you.
Thank you so much, Spud.
You know, listening to the material, I can definitely hear a heavy classic rock influence on top with some blues and some soul, and
yes,
man, it's just a whole gumbo of genres and styles in your music, Terry. Give me some of your influences, man. I got to know firsthand. I mean, who do you listen to a lot growing up and even today?
Well, a lot growing up, I would listen to the real old blues. I got into that. I'm talking, Little Walter, things like that, and Freddie King and stuff, and then I kind of went my own kind of direction, because I don't in guitar you start, and then you progress and then you get to a certain point, and there's crossing the roads, and you can go the progressive route. And then you can go the rock and roll route and blues, and that's where I went. And for some reason, it's not really my choice. It's just like I got to do it. And when we do that music, it's I'm not limited. I can do this kind. I can do this kind. I would say. Well, I ain't going to say that, but I was going to say the Beatles. But I'm not the Beatles. But they would do country, heavy metal, whatever they wanted, and that's kind of fun for me now in the Weasels.
Wow. So how many band members are in the Weasels, man? Are these the same guys that we hear on the records, or do you have a separate touring band than the records?
Well, I have a separate kind of touring band, but I have the guy who, my partner, producer, Michael Hansen. I think I mentioned him to you, but he is a wonderful bass player. If you listen to any of those bass parts, he's real good, and he's also very good in the studio. He makes it sound great. Now I do play the guitars, but he makes me sound good.
Right. No, it does. You got to have a relationship with guys, man. I think a lot of times, it kind of takes away from our creativity if we're really focused on making the album sound good versus a melodic making it sound good. It's like, man, I really don't want to worry about the mix. I just want to lay my music down and have guys who really have an ear for mixing to really bring it to life. No, it does work hand in hand together. And it sounds like you guys really have a good relationship in the lab.
Oh, yeah.
And creating and putting things together.
Yeah, I like to in other words, too many cooks spoil the soup and all that stuff. Yeah. So I've learned that that what I like to do, what's good for me, is to let them do their thing, let the experts do their thing, and then me go, what do I think? And then feedback, that kind of thing. But yeah, so.
No, it does. It makes a huge difference, man. And speaking of making your album sound good, one thing I couldn't help but notice is the clarity and tone on your guitar, Terry. It just sounds great, man. Real creepy.
Thank you.
It gives you that edge. You can get gritty when you really want to get gritty. Some of the tracks get really hard, man. But when you really want to bring it that soft tone and really start speaking to you, man, it really stands out in the mix.
You know why I do that? How I do that? There's two different studios, and one I record the guitar exclusively. I like to use my Les Paul and I have a Marshall straight in, mic it with like a 57, and that really, because I've tried different things, simulators, this, that, but that sound, if your neighbors or your business next door don't mind, it's very loud, but it gets the sound. And then I just drop box it to my partner. he gets it immediately and works on it. It's kind of cool.
Very cool. Now, I know you're really old school when it comes to the sound, man, using those good tube preamps and mics.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance or even experience with some of the plugins that's out there? Are you really going to stick to the hardware in your rig?
Well, actually, I don't. I don't distort it. Okay, well, recording and live is, of course, two different things. But live, I use it straight in for the distorted parts, wide open on the guitar. For the soft parts, turn it down, you know.
Yeah.
But in the studio, of course, as you know, I have to get the best sound I can get at the time, and then we affect it later if necessary. I'm not a big fan of effects, but my friend is.
Right.
So we have a little balance there. We have, you know.
Yeah. Now, like I say, man, it sounds great. Whatever you guys are using, man, stick with it. Because, I mean, that's
Thank
one
you
of
so
the
much.
Yeah, it's just phenomenal the way it sounds. You know, you've been touring, releasing CDs and records, Terry, composing and producing for TV and film. I mean, really, how did you break into that side of the business, aside from performing?
Well, I was in the band. And we had a particular manager who was hooked up with some people that basically got us in the movies. And so we'd have this movie, Thrashing or Touchstone or something, Can't Buy Me Love or something. And it was great, you know, and we were like, hey, we got movies, you know. And then this is just a precautionary tale to all the musicians out there. Last thing I thought was I was going to have a song in a movie, right? Well, turns out we got all kinds of them. We got just so many of them. Only problem was I didn't know about 80% of them, and then the producer got the money and never mentioned it. And then years have passed, and so anyway, yeah. But I got into it through him, and we had movies and a lot of stuff, and then songs in a lot of the movies.
Yeah. And
we also appeared in some of them as the band. You know, Stretch. Nobody got an Oscar, but it was fun. You know.
Yeah. Definitely. You know, so like some of the tracks that I listened to, Terry, like "Color Me a Fool," "Hanging on the Cross," "Highway 49," "Mississippi," "Rock and Roll Guitar Player." I mean, these are really some edgy tracks, man. And, you know, they're really timeless, too. You know what I mean? When I re-listen to the music, I listen to the licks that you're attacking, man. I mean, you're definitely a trendsetter.
You know, my deal with guitar is I don't have many influences, although I do love a lot of people like Billy Gibbons and stuff. But I was never real good at figuring their tunes out perfectly. So my style is like just me doing it. In other words, no one taught me. And if they don't teach you and you can still learn it, you really know it, you know?
Sure.
So yeah, that's my thing. I always say, if I can play guitar, anybody can play guitar, you know? Cause yeah, as long as you want to put in the work, you know, but yeah.
Yeah, it's like when I listen to a song like this, I mean, it's just there.
Yeah.
Phenomenal.
Thanks, man.
Truly phenomenal.
Thanks. That particular part, I was thinking, you know, because you're doing this track and you're doing this track and you want to make them different and stuff. And I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll just cool out there at the end. And then my partner said, you know, this thing at this point in time, you really got to burn it up.
Definitely. So what's on the musical agenda for 2014, Terry?
Well, I'm recording as we speak. I have like 3 songs at least that I'm in the middle of either the video or the song. Got a lot going on right now, and what we're doing is we're trying to go full circle. And what I mean by that is I think the old fellas, I think they would make a single and put it out, and then when we make enough singles, they would make a record. So we're putting out singles now. So we finished one, we put it out, we got a video for it. You should check them out sometimes. Everyone, check them out.
Definitely.
But yeah, and so it's single and then single. In other words, instead of, okay, here's our big album, we just made an album, here it is. Okay, a couple of weeks go by, we're burnt out on it, and it's a non-event to me. But so yeah, we do it like that, like singles. I don't know if it's right or wrong, but we do that.
I think it's cool to release the singles these days. You know, just the way the industry is, and you know.
Yeah.
I mean, albums do sell, I think, but a lot of times people just really gravitate to the singles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whatever's going to sell those records faster, man. You know.
Right. They went to that 99 cents for one song. You don't have to buy the whole record thing.
Yeah, and get a chance to preview it before you listen to it, and you know.
Absolutely.
And with, you know, the style that you have, I think there's enough variety of music you have on there for guys to really get a chance to pick and choose what they're into. I definitely noticed that, man. So, I mean, if you're definitely into classic rock, blues, Terry Quinn's your guy.
Thank you, Spud. I appreciate it, you know. We like to do all kinds of stuff, and I don't know. We sometimes we kind of confuse. I think we might confuse some people. Like Mississippi, you know, everyone likes Mississippi. That's kind of our go. Everyone, we have a lot more hits on it than any of the other ones. But they hear that, and then they hear rock and roll guitar player, and they're like, "Wow, is this 2 different bands?" But I think they get it in the end. But yeah, it's a little confusing, I think, because some of it is straight. That one right there.
Yeah, Mississippi. It's a good song, man.
Yeah.
Just a smooth track, man.
Yeah. I am from Mississippi, you know, and this song is one that I mean, when you write a song, to me the process is kind of like making stew. You know, you got to put a little bit of this, and this song was probably 5 years old in the fact that it came from here, but it never got cooked until recently.
Right.
You know, it just kind of simmered a long time, but
yeah. You know, the business has definitely changed a little bit, man. But you know, I just feel like you're one of the guys who knows how to really stay in tune with his fan base, and you know, everyone's really coming to check out your shows and really supporting what you're doing musically, Terry.
Yeah, we're doing great now. For some reason, you know, we were just limping along in there, and then for some reason, a lot of it, this song right here, and then now we have a lot better following, bigger, you know, a lot of fans. Everyone just seems to like it, and then when they hear this one, they kind of listen to the other stuff. But what we're doing is we're trying to make our fans happy, and we're trying to make ourselves happy, because it's kind of like they came to a point where it was like, I'm going to do what I want. I want to play this kind of stuff, so I'm going to do it, you know. I mean, I used to play for a lot of different things, and I would play this kind of music, because I do listen to everything. I mean everything, you know. I feel like if you don't like a certain kind of music, it's because you don't understand it.
Yeah.
Yes,
definitely.
you know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Definitely. Well, Terry, it's been a true pleasure having you on my show, man. I would love to have you back, talk about your new touring and new album releases and singles, man. You're definitely fun to hang out with, man.
Thank you. You too, man. You too, man.
Well, you have a safe 2014 and the best of luck to you.
I certainly will, and I hope to talk to you soon, Spud, and good luck to you.
Pleasure. Will do. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks.
Goodbye.